Hello, everybody. Faith Carol Newton here from faithcarol.com. I just made a little video on the meaning of this current conjunction of Jupiter Uranus that is defining the latter half of 2023 and the first half of 2024. For more information about that conjunction, there is a link below to that video. I encourage you to check it out. Or I talk about the archetypal meaning and some of the possible expressions, and I really encourage you to think about it and apply it to your own life. However, I really believe that we are made of stardust, and I'm an alchemist. I subscribe to the understanding that that which is within is also without. If you are seeing things in the world, it is also within you, whether it is beauty or destruction. And what a glorious thing to be whole, to be complex. And what a gift to be a human able to witness the complexity of the universe. And I also believe that which is above is also below, and that which is below is also above. Do we decide the meaning of the stars, or do the stars decide the meaning for us? I think it's both. I think we co-create together. And I think that the stars don't create what happens here, but they are a map. They are a blueprint. They're a guide to being like, hey, we're witnessing, we're mirroring you. So if it feels like it's kind of chaotic down there, that's because Jupiter and Uranus are conjunct. And also that's because it's true. And here's a way to understand the chaoticness and to be aware in it and get stuff out of it, like get meaning and growth and connection through it. Which, my gosh. Thank you, stars and planets. I just freaking, gosh, I love it. Okay. And also, like, it's in our bodies. I don't think you need to go to an astrologer to know, to like be in the, how do I say this? Life itself is whatever's happening in the stars playing out, and the stars are reflecting life itself. And your natural process, if it's the new moon and everyone's like, oh, it's the new moon in Leo, that means you're supposed to be playing and celebrating, and you are in deep grief, like maybe it's because you are starting a new cycle in relationship to your inner child, and you have to release stuff so you actually can get to that place of playfulness. That is, I just totally made that up. I have no idea. I'm just throwing something out there. Like, your process is 100% valid and right and in tuned, and you can trust it. And so though I love explaining my understanding, my perspective on what's happening planetarily, celestially, I'm an animist. I believe that consciousness is in everything, and that we are co-creating with the world, with the universe, with the cosmos all the time. And I believe that we can connect with the consciousness of the planets. Yes, I do. And in doing so, we learn so much more about what the planets, that archetypal presence, that expression of our own psyches, because the planets are within us and we are within the planets, what it means. And so I like to do these little meditations. It's part of the work I do of embodied animism, of like really connecting in our bodies to non-human forms of consciousness, in to create community, to remember our sanity, hopefully to stop things like global warming and the destruction of the earth and the destruction of indigenous and traditional traditions, and indigenous and traditional peoples, and also and our own souls. The list goes on and on. So there's no right or wrong way to do this. I feel like these tend to be kind of long, and I personally can't sit through long meditations. So I'm going to try to edit it a little right now. There's a beautiful falcon flying in front of me. I'm in the Canary Islands while my husband is on sabbatical. And there's a Barbary falcon flying around. Him and his mate live in the cliffs across from our apartment. And I just I just wanted you to know, because a falcon seems like such a beautiful, fabulous expression of Jupiter Uranus, of like big picture view, y'all, flying to the mountaintop and seeing it all. And so take a moment, do whatever you do to get into sacred space, ground, breathe deeply, notice your surroundings, close your eyes. Maybe you want to meditate for a few minutes before we begin. Maybe you want to light a candle, or put on some music, or turn on some drumming or rattling, or just kind of cleanse your space. Whatever you do to get into a place where you are centered, take a moment to do that. And I'm not going to guide you through it because I trust your capacity to do it. And sometimes I feel like guiding and sometimes I don't. So you can pause this video, do what you got to do. And we are going to take a minute to get into our bodies, to feel our feet. I'm going to kick my shoes off. Feel the feet, feel the feet. Feel thy feet. And begin to notice your breath. If your breath is shallow, a little jittery, you might want to slow it down a little. You might want to try to breathe a little more deeply into your belly, softening your jaw and your shoulders, softening your stomach, letting it expand. Just breathing deeply in. And you can bring in soft focus, either closing your eyes completely if that's comfortable, or just kind of closing them a little. I often bring in soft focus just by taking off my glasses, because then everything becomes unfocused. You can lie down, you can go outside and put your headphones on and just be with nature, though I imagine for a lot of you it's a little cold where you are. So just be comfortable. Notice the surface that supports you. Notice the temperature around you. Listen to any sounds. I can hear the sound of the ocean and the wind. Notice what you can hear. Notice what you feel. And know at any time, if your mind wanders into busyness or work or worry or stress, it's just thinking. You can bring it back. Just invite it back into your body. Welcoming in stillness and presence. If you have any guides that you work with, any spiritual guides, ancestors, angels, you can welcome them in their most benevolent form at this time, to support you, to be with you, to help you to feel exactly what you want to feel, receive exactly what you need to receive in this moment. And we welcome in Jupiter and Uranus. We welcome them in to our sacred spaces, honoring the beautiful land that we are on, wherever we are, the beautiful buildings, sending thanks to the guardians of the land that we are on, welcoming in protection as we enter into this liminal space, asking the protector beings to stand around us, the four corners of this world, this universe, this solar system. Welcoming into this sacred protected space, Jupiter and Uranus, acknowledging all the beautiful planets and all the beautiful stars, the luminaries, the sun and the moon, acknowledging the way that we are between, above and below. Beneath us, the earth goes so deep, and above us, it just continues kind of forever. We're welcoming Jupiter and Uranus in. And first, just welcome them into your space, into your awareness. Jupiter and Uranus exist in the sky. but they also exist in our hearts, in our minds, in our bodies. They are in each of our astrological charts. There is a part of you that believes. There is a part of you that likes to play games, that plays tricks, that changes, that is unpredictable. There is a part of you that hopes, that has vision, that wants to know about something bigger, that craves meaning, and also has the capacity for that meaning to get bogged down in what people think and how much money you make. And we are complex. We are always both. And we welcome Jupiter, Uranus into our spaces, reflecting on the ways in which we embody these principles. And whether or not you are aware of these principles and what they are, that's okay. It doesn't matter. They're inside of you. And I encourage you to ask, where do these principles, where do these planets, where do these energies play out in my life, in my environment, in my community? At any time, you can pause this video if I'm going too slow. Excuse me, if I'm going too fast. And if I'm going too slow, you can speed up the speed on YouTube. It's one of my favorite features. So accessible. You can speed me up if it's too slow for you. And with Jupiter, Uranus, it might feel like it's too slow. You might notice you feel antsy. Before I started feeling this video, I felt antsy and I just made it. I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it right now. I had not prepared anything. Oh. And if it feels comfortable to do so, I encourage you to take a few more deep breaths, breathing into your belly, bringing in more spaciousness, more softness, more expansiveness, noticing the way that your body is a gift of constant change. Your breath and your heartbeat make it so that, like a river, like the ocean, you are never the same second to second. What a glorious, bizarre, miraculous creature you are. Notice your heartbeat if you can. Feel your pulse at your wrist if you want to. Notice the way you are changing constantly. And it might be interesting to think about, notice who you are right now, what it is you believe, what it is you hold to be true, what it is you care about. Maybe think of past versions of you and how you right now is a culmination of those hopes and those dreams, of those beliefs, of those desires for change, for something new. Think of the walls you've broken down and the doors you've kicked open. The horizons you've moved into and explored with gratitude. Maybe notice the things that you want to change, the beliefs that you want to release, the new beliefs you want to bring in, the new vision you want to receive. What is it that you need to see? What is it that you need to know? What is the new meaning that's coming in for you? Ask your body, ask your heart, ask Jupiter and Uranus. Maybe an image, maybe a word, may just be a feeling. There is no right or wrong. Maybe a story, maybe a memory. And if you haven't already done so, and I have not guided you to do this yet, so why would you have? But invite Jupiter and Uranus into your heart together and feel into that. Feel them enter into your field, enter into your heart. Notice what you notice. I notice immediately. I want to like Shake it out. You might get tired. No right or wrong way to be. Just notice what happens when you welcome them into your heart. How do you feel? Is it uncomfortable? Is it exciting? Is it too many things all at once? You're getting insight into your relationship to this core archetypal component of human experience, Jupiter, Uranus. Whether or not you were born with this placement in your chart, Jupiter, Uranus is one of the 45 archetypes. One of the 45 planetary combinations that we all experience and share and are formed by. And your embodied response is information about how you relate to these principles, how they express through you. It's not good or bad. It just is. Just notice it's an opportunity for you to get more insight into yourself. And again, you can pause this video at any time or speed it up. Give Jupiter and Uranus a few moments to integrate, and give yourself a few moments to, oh, for me, I need to like open up a little bit more to be able to hold them fully. I need to take deeper breaths. Does your body need to move? Breathe more deeply, shake, sing, drink some water. Stop this meditation. What does it need to do? Just let it, just honor that. Don't think too much about it. Take all the time you need to integrate, get more comfortable. And I encourage you, when you're ready, to ask some questions. And just ask the question to Jupiter and Uranus in your body and let the answer arise. And know that the answer might not arise right now. It might arise tomorrow. It might arise in your dreams tonight. It might arise through watching a movie or a Star Trek episode. Just take some time to ask some questions. Jupiter, Uranus, what lessons am I learning through the blessing of your conjunction this year? Starting in June of 2023, ending in July of 2024. We're kind of, at the halfway point. Not quite, but we're getting there. What lessons? And we're using lesson in a Jupiterian way. We're thinking of lessons as things that expand you, that make you a bigger person than you were before. Allow you to learn, not in a punitive way, but in a playful, joyful, magical way. What lessons are being brought? What vision are you being gifted through this placement? What vision is being given to you? What can you see now that you couldn't see before? What are you being asked to see that you currently do not? And in order to be open to these lessons, to these new visions, what do you need to do? Are there concrete things you can do in your life? Do you need to sleep more? Do you need to finally take that pottery class you've been saying you'd take for years? Do you need to pick up that language you gave up ever learning? you need to quit beating yourself up. I don't know what it is, but maybe you need to eat more yellow food. What is the information that comes through about how it is that you can be practically integrating the lessons and visions that Jupiter Uranus wants to bring to you? And now I invite you to ask a question from your heart. What is the question in your heart? What is something you dearly hope for and desire and want to see in the world or in yourself? The thing that you don't know how to make happen, but you want to make happen. What information does Jupiter Uranus have for you about that deep desire of your heart? And lastly, you can ask, and I should have said, but these are things you can journal about. You can come back to ask again later. How can you understand your own relationship to Jupiter and Uranus separately and together in yourself? What is some insight you can gain into those parts of your psyche, those parts of you? And I invite you to ask Jupiter and Uranus to merge in with the rest of your body and just like expand and fill you so you can really feel what this energy feels like. Over the course of this year, you're going to get opportunities to hold more and more of this expansive, changing energy. Just let it fill you right now, only as much as is comfortable. And you can ask Jupiter and Uranus to stay with you, or you can say thank you, and you can let them go, let them float back up to the sky. And you can also ask if you want for them to show you, to continue the information for the next 24 hours, to show you in a gentle way what the gifts are that they're trying to bring you over the next 8 months, however long it is, till next July. And whether you've decided to keep them in your heart or in your space or let them go, say thank you to Jupiter and Uranus, right? When we want to be in good relations with other forms of consciousness, it's always good to just use basic, what is the word? Good politeness. You know the word I'm looking for. Just be kind and polite, respectful. And we say thank you. And we take a few deep breaths and we stretch, asking that any gifts that were brought to us already integrate really gently and easily. Any uncomfortable information that came through, you can just acknowledge it, write it down if you want to, and tuck it away for later to think about with a trusted loved one, or to journal about, or to meditate on. Right now, we just get to receive what is good and joyful and helpful and supportive, and release the rest. And return to your space, thinking any guides that came through and showed up for you thanking the land, thanking the stars, and saying, okay, I'm returning back to my everyday reality. You can do that by feeling your toes, patting your feet on the floor, feeling your legs, stretching, breathing deeply, reorienting yourself with your space, looking around you, checking it all out, noticing the colors in the space around you. Okay. I hope that was helpful. I'd love to hear what you learned, what was useful. Feel free to send me an email or put a comment below. I really want these meditations to be useful. So I love your feedback. Okay. As always, after any kind of connective work, drink water, take care of yourself, make sure you're grounded. If you're feeling a little like, woo, I went so up high to get that big vision, you can get a ball, like a tennis ball, and roll your feet on it, or get some essential oils and smell them, or eat a snack to help bring you back into your body. And if you enjoyed this video, I encourage you to subscribe to my channel. I hope to be making a lot more of them. And if you want more content from me generally, you can go to my website, faithcarol.com, and sign up for my newsletter. Yeah. Okay. Sending blessings to you all. Take care.